See ya everyone. Today's topic is about Chilbolton's crop circles and the message of Arecibo. Stay tuned. So, what happened? Back in 1974, the creator of Drake's equation, Drake and Carl Sagan, who need no introduction to any space lover, they both sent a message, a radio message, to the center of Hercules' globular cluster, aka M13, at about 25,000 light years from Earth. That was supposed to be close on the cosmic scale, but sadly maybe it wasn't really that close, so we never received an answer to that.
Am I right? Yes, Sensei! Wrong!
Okay, I was lying. We actually received an answer, but first let's take a look at what Frank and Carl sent to that globular cluster. So the message we sent to that globular cluster consists of two different frequencies that correspond to a binary code. Once you decode this message, it is gonna look like this. You see the structure. Every square that is not black means 1, and everything else that is black, of course, it's a 0. That's the meaning of this message. And from top to bottom we have 7 sections, which I'm gonna explain now. Okay, number 1, this is our numerical system represented in binary code. This is gonna be used as a vocabulary to understand the rest of the message. This is for the civilization, I guess the extraterrestrial civilization that receives this information. They first need to understand this in order to decipher what comes next. Number 2, this is a representation in binary code of the atomic numbers that make up our DNA. Those numbers are 1, 6, 7, 8, and 15, and they correspond to hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and phosphorus. Number 3, well, I am not a biology expert. I remember something from many years ago. These 4 components make up the DNA. You have the adenine, the thymine, the guanine, and the cytosine. These 4 components are represented here in binary code as well. Number 4, this is about the estimated number of nucleotides in our DNA. The nucleotides are the 4 elements I just mentioned before. And we also see here the structure of the double helix of our DNA. Number 5, we have a couple of details about us. Back in 1974, the population was around 4.3 billion. The other thing is that we are telling them that our average height is 1 meter 76 centimeters. Number 6, I like number 6 a lot. As you can see, we have a representation of our solar system, and back in the day we consider Pluto as a planet. That's awesome. So you see the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and the Earth. The Earth is above the rest of the other planets, and that is highlighting that we inhabit that planet. Finally, this is number 7. This is a representation of the radiotelescope in Arecibo that we use to send the signal to the M13 globular cluster. That should be all for the message content. As you would assume, we were supposed to receive the answer to that message after thousands of years probably, but luckily we received the answer much sooner than that. In August 21st, 2001 in the United Kingdom, a crop circle appeared, and the content was the logical answer to the message we sent. It was logical regarding the content, but not regarding the time, because as I said, we received the answer very quickly. And that's why some people believe this is a hoax. But why is that? It turns out that a very important association in these kind of subjects, the SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, they just don't buy it that it only took 27 years to get the answer back. Because from their perspective, it should have been a matter of centuries. That's why they insist in this crop circle to be a hoax. Let's take a look at the reply we received. We also have the same 7 sections, so I can tell you they replied it in a very good way. For number 1, they are telling us that they also use the decimal system, so we start good with something in common. For section number 2 of the reply, I also like this one because they are telling us that they have the same elements in their DNA, just like us, but they add the silicon. Some people that have reviewed this message, they have this theory of these aliens to having incorporated silicon to the DNA, which is like saying they are mostly living beings plus something of some kind of technology like semiconductors, for example. I like that theory. Number 3, they are telling us that they also have the same DNA nucleotides, just the same thing we sent to them, it's the same thing we received. Regarding the similarity to our DNA, I need to point out that in 1974, when we sent this message, we considered the number of nucleotides to be much higher than it actually is. So when we analyze the answer from these extraterrestrial beings, we can say that they are 34% different to us. I think this is a cool fact. Number 5, the double helix of their DNA is insane. I like this one a lot because you see that the 2 helix are different. On the one side, it looks extremely similar to ours. That is interesting. But it is also interesting, or even more interesting, that the other helix is different and it has an extra string there that makes it more complex. And I cannot imagine how to put those 2 helix together. So knowing that they have this weird structure that maybe nobody would have imagined is, as I said, very insane. Number 6, if we check their size and population, I think this is a classic because you have heard that they are very small guys. They are saying here that they are 1 meter tall, and it's something crazy about the population because in 2001, when we received the answer, they said that they were 13 billion. That is, I think, almost twice as the population on Earth as of today. So that's how the numbers look like in this case. This is number 7. I love number 7. When we sent the message to the globular cluster, we said that the humans inhabit the 3rd planet. In the reply we received, they are saying they do the same. They inhabit the 3rd planet, also the 4th planet. And this is crazy because they are showing here 4 celestial bodies lumped together. And I don't know what that means. Some people suggest that it is another planet and 3 moons orbiting that planet. I don't know if that is true. What I know is that apparently they understood our message, including Pluto, by the way. And in that message we didn't represented any of the moons of the planets. So I don't know if they are really suggesting that in the reply, only in the reply. But I don't know, for me this is, I don't know, it's mind-blowing. I like number 7 just because of these 4 celestial objects lumped together. I don't know what happened. I guess I made a mistake because now this is number 8 and I didn't have number 8 before. But anyways, I like this number 8 as well because you see here the last item of the message is the device they used for broadcasting the message back to us. What is interesting, obviously it is a different technology, but I don't have words for that. But before this crop circle, I think around a year before this crop circle, there was another crop circle with the same exact image. I don't know what that means. Maybe they told us before that they found the message with that device, and maybe it just took them 1 year to send it back. That's just a personal theory. I haven't heard anything about that, but many people say it is a match. This representation of the message and the crop circle. That's it for the sections of this Chilbolton crop circle reply. This has been a lot of information to digest, and remember, this is only part 1 of this Chilbolton crop circle subject. Don't forget to be rebels. Bye.